Paxton first career start. You've obviously got a ton of family here. Like, just what was this whole experience like?
Yeah, found out last night, and just I feel like I pride myself in being ready to do whatever they need me to do. So give them length, give a start. So I feel like I just stuck to my routine the best I could, and went out there with a good mindset, ready to go.
Have you had to deal with many nerves throughout this whole big league experience?
Yeah, there's times obviously they come up. I care a lot about what I do, and they get in there. But in the end, I just have to remind myself, I'm ready for this moment, the work I've put in, and that just usually eases those nerves and helps me, just perform like the way I know I can.
Paxton, you were able to sort of attack just like in your debut as well. You just come into the spot and kind of get there. What's the mindset you take in a situation like that? You mentioned found out last night both times is sort of quick turnaround in terms of notice in action.
Yeah, I'd say the biggest thing is, like I said, just keep the body ready, do what I need to on the lighter recovery days to be ready for the moment, and that's something I've been trying to do on the attack side, just be in charge so I can throw the pitches where I need to, not being defensive, trying to be too fine coming from behind. Just staying on the attack has helped me a lot.
I don't know if you were in the dugout in the ninth inning there, but what was kind of the reaction like when Bo sent one over the wall?
That was awesome. I know one of the best hitters in our game right now, and for him to come in like in that situation and be ready was amazing. Good win for the team.
You're so consistent, kind of up in the zone with fastballs and cutters tonight. I mean, what's kind of allowing you to have that really consistent command and location on those two pitches?
Yeah, I'd say that's kind of my game, just trying to live on that upper rail with those two pitches and then expand lower with, the changeup and slider. If I feel like I can do that, establish that early, I have a lot of success, and I was able to do that tonight.
You get any, a ball or a scorecard or anything from your first start?
I haven't. Yeah, I'm sure they'll give me something. I got a scorecard in my debut, and so maybe I'll get a ball in that as well. It just kind of shows up in my locker, so we'll see.
Do you have someone you would give that to, or you can keep that for yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, probably my dad. He's been the one who's been there every step of the way for me in this game and showed me, everything. So that was a cool thing to give him.
Did you have family nearby who were able to come here?
Yeah, so my wife and daughter were here. They flew in from Utah, but her aunt and uncle and her cousins, they live kind of here in the Dallas area. He's a volleyball coach at SMU, so they were close, and able to have them all here was special, so it was great.
So it's kind of the extended group that we just saw.
Yeah,
there.
That was them. Yeah, they were the cousins and aunt and uncle, all of them, so it was awesome.
Paxton, when you see kind of how scarce runs are in the series, what does it feel like jumping into that type of environment when both teams have had trouble scoring?
Yeah, I'm just trying to do my job, like I said, just be the one setting the pace, staying on attack, and it's just baseball sometimes. I see these guys day in and day out putting in the work. I know that the things are going to turn, and like I said, I think Bo having that big hit for us is a good step in the right direction, and I'm excited to see this group continue to go forward with it.
Thanks, Paxton.
Thank you, guys.
What's kind of the genesis of this back issue that kind of held you out today? When it started? What have you been dealing with?
Yeah, I just felt a little bit last night, and then woke up. It was pretty tight, so just cautionary.
It's not something you've been dealing with for a few games now, or anything like that. The AB's this road trip, I guess, has been kind of strange. You guys hitting a lot of balls hard, right at guys, not seeing the results. I mean, what have you made of the way you guys have kind of performed at the plate throughout the last 6 games?
Yeah, I mean, definitely could be better, but you're right. I mean, we've hit a lot of balls hard, right at people, and when that kind of stuff happens, I mean, there's not really much you can look to fix. I think our at-bats have been good. It doesn't feel like we're struggling, but, obviously the runs scored and everything would suggest that, but I mean, when you're just having bad luck, there's not really much you can change.
Well, that was your first pinch hit of your career. What was kind of your expectation heading up to the plate? How did it kind of been?
Well, I've had more. I've had another one.
Oh, you've had another one. Okay.
Yeah.
First pinch hit home run, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I just took it like any other at-bat. Yeah, that's it. Just another at-bat.
When you guys hadn't scored a run in a bunch of innings, what was kind of the feeling to deliver for the team there?
To be honest, I was just trying to get ready, just prepare for that situation if it came up. So I was in and out of the dugout. I didn't really have much of a feel for the game, to be honest. Just trying to be ready for that opportunity.
But what was the process of getting your back loose enough to take that at bat like?
A lot of different stuff, but I just lean on the trainers and stretching and I mean, the normal stuff, just loosening up.
When did you know that you would be good for certain for an AB?
I had a feeling I would be able to figure it out, but I didn't know until I took a swing, and I think my first swing was maybe the fourth or fifth inning.
Schneider mentioned before the game that you would be available most likely late in the game. Sometimes when a guy has a nagging injury or something like that, they'll have the day off. Did you have to plead your case at all to say I'm available if you need me today, or was that understood?
I don't know if I had to plead my case, but there was definitely a lot of "Are you sure? Are you sure?" So, and I said yes, but I was asked the question a few times.
But when you face guys like Jacob deGrom and just the competitive nature of facing aces like that, does it make you better going into the next game, going into the next ABs, just the iron sharpens iron situation?
I mean, I'm not sure if it makes you better the next time, but I love the opportunity. I mean, I've never faced DeGrom, so that was definitely a cool moment in my career. He's obviously one of the best, maybe the best that I've seen. So yeah, just to get the opportunity to face him is a pleasure, and I love to compete, and he's one of the best, so it's cool.
What does it say about the way y'all's pitching staff performed to win this series as scarce as runs were?
Yeah, we need it. I mean, that's what ball's about. Everything's not gonna go at the same time all the time, and it's about picking each other up. And I mean, they were amazing.
But what was playing through 3 games, grinding through 3 games like this, where it's 6 runs combined by both teams over 3 games? What was that like?
Well, I only grinded through 2, but yeah, I mean they're quick. Obviously, when teams are not scoring runs, it becomes a thing. It becomes a thing of trying to get runs across, and the more you don't, it becomes bigger, and both teams feel it. So yeah, definitely. I mean, the offense feels that and wants to help out the pitching staff, but luckily we were able to score enough runs in 2 games.
You've had a bunch of big moments in your career, obviously, but what was it like getting back to the dugout to kind of score the only runs in the game?
Yeah, I mean, it happened so quick for me. So, I mean, I was definitely excited. I knew the situation I was in, of course, but yeah, I mean, just to get a big hit, come through, pinch hit, like you said earlier, I haven't had a lot of opportunities to do it, so yeah, it was a good feeling.
For a flight, probably not ideal for a tight back, but just where do you feel kind of you're at? What's your sense of what your readiness for tomorrow might be like?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I don't know right now, but I was able to do that, so that's a good sign.
Thanks for
Guys.
To the track that hasn't really worked out for us, but yeah, that was a good moment.
What was the conversation like with Bo, throughout the night, to see if he was going to be ready to go?
Yeah, he was kind of getting himself ready and let me and Donnie know probably around the 6th that he was good to go and even good to throw and play D. So that's obviously big for us. Shout out to him and the training staff for getting him ready. And pinch hitting so hard. I think that's his first career pinch hit, and it's really hard to do. Some guys make it look easier than others, but he was getting himself ready and wanted in there, and obviously a huge swing.
John, was that the exact sort of scenario you were kind of waiting for? Was maybe a chance in the 7th?
Yeah, I think in the 7th we were shooting for the 8th, if Garcia was in still, that he was going to hit for Nate. And just tried to map it out as best we could. And once we knew he was good to play D too, I think it made it easier. We were kind of stuck there for a little bit without him being able to play defense in the infielder situation. So just glad he was able to go.
What do you kind of think of this series as a whole? How it panned out?
It's one of those weird ones, man, where both teams kind of grinded a little bit. Very similar games, all 3 of them, and we got a couple big hits in the first one and tonight. It happens. They can really pitch. Their starters are really good, and yeah, it was a weird one. You kind of were just waiting for someone to score, kind of in all the games. Yesterday it's with a couple outs for them, and I don't think we had scored since the 3rd inning of game 1, or whatever, or 4th inning, whatever it was, off of DeGrom. So it's one of those where you kind of expect it going in, not that you want it to happen, but happens in baseball sometimes. I'm glad. I'm really, really pleased with the way the guys didn't let all of the runners left on base, and some of the tough luck and some of the tough at-bats kind of just really seep in and let it dictate the outcome.
When you get a series win, when you score 4 runs,
yeah.
What does that say about the pitching?
It means you pitched well. It starts with Kev, and even yesterday, we pitched well. Bowden pitched well, and the bullpen was fine. If you give up 2, you got a chance to win on most nights. So, but tonight from Pax to Lauer, Fish, huge outs from Fish, and I think it kind of lined up exactly how we had wanted it to. So everyone kind of did their part, and it's nice to see guys that you don't usually see contributing. Whether it's Pax starting, opening, Lauer was pretty much in cruise control right around the zone, and then Fish with the strikeouts. It's pretty cool to see that kind of unfold. And I think when you score 4 and you win 2 games, pitching and defense is pretty damn good.
I know earlier this year you kind of talked about how it was 3 circular wheels, 1 square wheel.
Yeah.
It seems like a situation like this where the offense isn't going, it could be another square wheel that holds you back. But what do you say about the fact that it didn't for the series win?
I mean, I think it says that the other 3 wheels are really, really, really round. But it's going to come. You know what I mean? These guys are too good for it not to come. So, what I want from them and what they're trying to do is just let it happen. You know what I mean? And baseball's funny. You get home tomorrow and it's a new team and a new series, and things are just different. So hopefully you can kind of continue to gain some momentum. And I've been saying it the last 3 days, you kind of need a big hit to get you going, whether it's a home run, a broken bat, whatever it is, and tonight we got it. So hopefully we can kind of just move on from a tough road trip offensively and get back to work.
You pieced this spot together in a number of different ways. How did it, for you, match up this combination of pitchers? How did you like the look of that?
I liked it a lot. Paxton he executes at a really high level. There's always certain matchups that you want to try to avoid, right? It's where the game is today, and he navigated it well, and I think it kind of turned over there to the top to get Lauer in. I really like the way it unfolded today. Their lineup is kind of set to where you can do that a little bit left-right. Little is kind of the equalizer with Heim being a switch hitter where you can get some swing and miss. 2 huge outs from him, so I kind of like the way it unfolded, and it's key to have guys that are a little bit flexible with the roles. And I think Lauer being able to just start, or telling him last night, hey, you're going to come out of the pen, and he's cool with it. You got to have guys that buy in too. So a lot of times the biggest at-bats are in the first inning, and Pax handled himself extremely well.
That Luke's bunt, that's kind of indicative of a team that's desperate for a run and scratch it. I mean, obviously you did that because you knew hit one out.
Obviously, you know the homer's coming.
Right.
I mean, you're kind of playing for one. You know what I mean? With the way the cadence of the game is going. So we knew at that point you had a chance with Kirky and Bo to come up with a guy in scoring position, and you take your shots with Barsh, in the hole of the righty on the mound. So you take your shots. We've asked Nate to do so many different things, and he's answered the bell every single time. It's just kind of where you're at. You got to kind of take your chance when you can.
Looking forward to the A's series. You guys are TBA for Saturday right now. What are you kind of thinking with the way your rotation's going to line up?
Thinking more about the off day and if we can kind of give some guys a blow, So we're going to continue to kind of evaluate it. And, it's Hosey tomorrow and then Chris, and then we'll kind of go from there. But definitely trying to get, guys a little bit of rest and hopefully kind of reshuffle the way it kind of lines up going forward after the off day.
Is Sunday going to be Gosman regardless, or are you going to kind of TBA on both?
No, Sunday will be Gosman.
Sunday will be Gosman.
Yeah. Yep.
Do you have some specific for Saturday?
No, not yet. Not yet. Cool. Thank you guys.